Hi, this is Diana Layton, Teen Librarian from the Mark and Emily Turner Memorial Library in Presque Isle, Maine, here to present my May 2010 Teen Book Talk, where I'll be looking at A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, the first in a series of books that follows the main character, Gemma Doyle. And these books combine a few different elements. We have the interpersonal drama of an all-girls boarding school set in Victorian England, and then throughout the book we have these paranormal, almost fantasy elements as well. So a lot of cool things going on in this book. And basically what we're dealing with is the book begins on Gemma's 16th birthday, which is a big day. Her mother dies under somewhat mysterious circumstances that Gemma feels she is directly the cause of. And the reason for that is that Gemma has also started to have these clairvoyant visions that kind of give her insight into the future, but not really insight, because she doesn't always know what they mean, and they come on somewhat uncontrollably. And so she's kind of grappling with that. Through a series of events, she ends up at an all-girls academy in England. She definitely has always wanted to return to England where her family is from, but definitely not under these particular circumstances. So she's kind of dealing with whatever anybody would, starting in a new school, and definitely see some of those common themes of the all-girls boarding school. Girls from the upper classes are kind of cliquish, sometimes catty. So Gemma's trying to find her way into fitting in with all of these different girls while having clairvoyant visions. And during one of her visions, she finds that she can really interact with the world around her. And coming out the other side of it, she acquires this mysterious diary of a former student known as Mary Dowd. This combined with some other experiences kind of start teaching Gemma about this mysterious group of magical women known as the Order that used to exist and was really centered around Spence Academy, where Gemma goes to. So one of the ways that she kind of makes friends with the other girls is kind of slowly reveals some information about the Order, and the girls get very excited and they want to form their own order and really try to use magic and rituals in this very dramatic sense, where Gemma can actually use real magic and real abilities to a very powerful sense. So powerful, in fact, that a character who we're introduced to in India very early on, named Kartik, from another mysterious group called the Rakshana, which is an order of men who deal with magic. He's come to England along with Gemma and is staying with a group of gypsies that stays near the academy. And he's been warning Gemma throughout that she needs to control her visions and stop having them. Something terrible is going to happen if she doesn't. But likely the appeal of having the friendship of these girls and wanting to explore more of her abilities really pushes Gemma, and so she kind of keeps allowing herself to have these visions. And thus the girls are able to travel into this magical realm, almost a fairy tale like situation where anything is possible, including the fact that Gemma can actually interact with her mother, who otherwise would be dead, but in the realms, Gemma can interact with her and find out a little bit more information about her abilities and things of that nature. So I'll leave it there. So what are we looking at? You know, what's the importance of a story like that? A bunch of girls get together and play around with magic. We've seen this in a few different movies and other books. But I think what Libba Bray is really good at is playing around with the layers of identity in these characters based on their setting and based on these paranormal experiences. When we start out, the girls are just basic girls, human beings like any of us, with flaws and skills and aspirations and fears. But being in this Victorian setting as young women, society tells them that they have to act a very certain way, dress a very certain way, eat a certain way, don't do this, hold yourself this way, not this way, for the sake of marrying a good husband and thus proceeding into a good, happy life. But obviously, we see the corset on the cover. It's restraining, it's altering, it's uncomfortable. It's not who these girls really are. Then we go into the realms where the girls can be whoever they want to be, based on what they want and not what society necessarily wants. So they can be beautiful as they want to be beautiful, powerful as they want to be powerful, knowledgeable, and all these different things. But obviously, as a reader, we know that something's amiss here. It's a realm, it's not the actual world. They travel into it. There's always this kind of foreboding sense that something's going to happen and cause this to break. So it feels temporary. It's not a permanent solution to what the girls are going through, but it does allow us to see who they really want to be. So even though the book is set in Victorian times, has a lot of these Gothic elements, Libba Bray is really able to keep the language that she uses fresh and vibrant. It doesn't ever really feel weighted down or too flowery, but it's still the voice of a 16-year-old female character in Gemma, who again is going through not only starting at a new school, making friends, kind of exploring her emerging sexuality. There's some underage drinking and just risk-taking and all of those kind of sometimes more common teenage situations. That's Gemma. So the language that's being used is really from her perspective. And so, again, it stays pretty vibrant, and in some ways almost feels a little bit more contemporary than what you would expect, which keeps it pretty accessible, but still fun, and descriptive. So again, this is the first in a series of books. There's 2 more books afterwards. So if you read this and love it, you can keep going and see what else Gemma's going to get into. And I'm sure it's going to be pretty dramatic. But I'll leave it there for this month, and I'll see you guys next month. Thanks.